Aloha everybody, and welcome to part 13 of Banjo-Kazooie. So we just entered that building, that little church in the graveyard, and it's a lot bigger on the inside. Look at this place. Although, my theory, the ghosts are much bigger than they are in every other area of the place. So maybe, Banjo and Kazooie have been shrunken down. I mean, who could sit in these chairs? Are there giants going here? They couldn't fit through the door. That wouldn't make sense. And after all, Gruntilda is a witch. She has magic spells. If she can transform things, surely she can turn people mini and minuscule, which is the same thing as mini. But hey, I'm still going to use many different words to describe a small person. I don't know what I'm talking about today. It doesn't matter. Inside this gigantic freaking church, there are a Jiggy, as well as a Gruntilda switch to unlock a Jiggy in the castle itself. So, the one that's in the Jiggy that's in this place is actually pretty easy to get because, well, it's sort of like the Tip Top Challenge from Bubble Gloop Swamp, except, it's not that hard at all. It takes no memorization at all. This is Matzan, the musician ghost hand. He wants you to perform the same keys that he does. However, unlike the Tip Top Challenge, where your controls were locked until the whole performance was done, you can pretty much play as you're following him. So when he hits a key, you hit the key, and it counts, you know? I have no idea if they intended you to be locked so that he could do this whole thing by itself before, and they thought it was like too many notes and it was too challenging, so they unlocked it or whatever. But, you know, the ghost hand doesn't exactly move that fast. Even when he goes, "Not bad, Bear," he doesn't actually speed up or get any faster. He's still just a floating ghost hand, which makes me wonder, you know, was this supposed to be harder? Because there's really no challenge to this. You just follow his thing and you hit the keys that you're supposed to. Now, if by chance you do somehow hit the wrong key, you do take damage, and so, you know, if you have 1 unit of health and you make 1 mistake, you will die and have to collect all those musical notes all over again. But I'm not going to do that, because I'm a genius. A genius who can follow a very simple pattern of following a ghost hand and hitting the keys that he hits. So, you know, that's a Jiggy. Your music skills are mighty fine, so take this golden piece of mine. Something odd about this world. For some reason, everything rhymes in Mad Monster Mansion. The ghost in the middle of the mansion that we had to sneak up on, he rhymed. This hand rhymes, you know? I don't know if this is actually Gruntilda's little vacation home, her birthplace. I don't know. She has a whole bunch of pictures of herself in the castle, or the mansion, I should say. Not sure. Oh yes, there's another thing in this area, a honeycomb. So in order to get the Gruntilda switch and the honeycomb, you have to fly all the way to the top with this flight pad over here. There's the honeycomb. You can just do a super jump to reach it from the ground, but I figured I'd fly up to it so I didn't have to go across this little tiny ledge here. Because if you fall from this ledge, oh, it can hurt. It can hurt big time. Banjo and Kazooie suffer from falling damage, unlike a lot of platformers out there. Unlike Sonic the Hedgehog, let's say. And depending on the height, you can get a lot, and I mean a lot of damage from falling. But I still risked it for the Mumbo token. Now I'm getting closer to the organ so that my fall damage, at least if I spread my wings at the right time, I can protect myself, you know? Whew, no damage at all. Booyah. Ow, God! Oh, God! Oh, Jesus! My leg! Oh. I thought I was safe. Apparently I wasn't, but oh well. I don't know if it's possible to fall from such a height that it drains your entire health bar. I mean, I've fallen quite a bit in the last world of this game, and the last world's quite tall, and I've never actually died that I can remember. I've definitely hurt myself quite a bit. Maybe I've lost like 3 or 4 units of honey. But I'm not sure if I've been straight up killed, full health bar, when my health bar was full. But anywho, folks, now that we have 7 Jiggies and I've collected every musical note that I think a regular Banjo and Kazooie could collect, it is time to transform it into... a pumpkin. Yep, a pumpkin. What can the pumpkin do? Well, it can breathe underwater. It can fit in very small spaces, like this little opening right here. And I mentioned before we went into the garden maze from the church area, that there was a small opening to the wall over here. So let's go through it, because this is how you reach the second floors of Mad Monster Mansion as a pumpkin. And you sort of need to do this for both the honeycomb and 2 Jiggies. You have to absolutely reach this area with the pumpkin, so, you know, let's do that. Of course, if you haven't smashed the windows in yet with Banjo-Kazooie, you're going to come up to, well, glass windows, and you can't smash them as a pumpkin, so make sure you absolutely break the windows before you turn into a pumpkin. It is very imperative. So there's our honeycomb, and, well, the next window, if you remember, there was a toilet, and the toilet said we couldn't fit in, which was good, because we don't want to fit in. Oh god, no! Oh god! Jesus! You know, this game is rated K to A, kids to adults. Because, you know, that's what the rating was back in the day. The equivalent of it would be E for everyone today. And, yeah, I'm rummaging through shit. I just went down a toilet and I'm in a shit pipe collecting a Jiggy that's covered in shit. I can't believe you went in there! Now wash your hands, filthy bear! I'm with you on this one, Grunty. That's just gross. Then again, who puts a Jiggy in the goddamn sewage system? Honestly. Anyway, this one could be easy to miss, but there is a hole on this little pipe here. You fall in, there's your Jiggy. You can actually enter this little barrel area from the bottom, but you can't actually reach the Jiggy because you tried jumping up to it and it's too high. So you definitely need to fall through the hole at the top of that pipe on the second floor of the mansion in order to get that Jiggy. It can be easy to miss because, you know, you don't expect to go in there as a pumpkin. Now I'm going to the wishing well area, and the wishing well has a Jiggy for me, as well as a whole bunch of musical notes. The last of the musical notes that I need, actually. Once again, you could get in here as Banjo-Kazooie, but the small little opening to get the Jiggy, Banjo and Kazooie could not fit through. So, booyah! That's all 10. I got all the Jiggies of Mad Monster Mansion. And there is one last Mumbo transformation in the last world, so still collect those Mumbo tokens. We will still need them for one more scenario. In fact, there are more Mumbo tokens in the game that are actually required. So I only need 25 for the next world, and, you know, when we get into the next world, we're going to be finding a shitload of spare Mumbo tokens that I don't actually need. So if you do miss a few Mumbo tokens, don't worry, there are plenty in the game, and you should be able to get all your transformations. So, you know, be cool, be cool. So 100 musical notes, 2 honeycombs, 1 in the church, 1 in the second floor of the mansion. I hit the Gruntilda switch, I got all the Jiggies, I am done with Mad Monster Mansion. It's been fun, spooky place, it's been fun, but it's time to move on. Now I'm leaving as a pumpkin because, as I said before, we went into this world, you have to smash the gate on the left of the world so that the pumpkin can go into it. It's not only, it's actually required if you want to get to the next world, since it allows you to progress further through Gruntilda's lair. It's not just for a Jiggy, it's to actually get to the end of the game. So I hope you smash that gate in. Because there's a door here that Banjo-Kazooie cannot break, but a little pumpkin, oh, it can fit through the little crack. Absolutely. And Mumbo's here, because he's in like 20 places at once. I don't know what's up with Mumbo. He's a weird shaman with a skull mask, and he's helping us. And I'm not sure how magical he is. I don't know if he could outbeat Gruntilda in a magic fight. One would think he could, but maybe not. What's he doing hanging out in all these worlds? Hanging out in Gruntilda's lair. He's a mysterious shaman, I tell you. Anyway, you flip this switch, and it raises the water in the area where you got the Mad Monster Mansion puzzle in the first place. So now I can go higher and higher and reach areas I couldn't before and find ourselves our second last world. Because we only have 2 worlds to go, ladies and gentlemen. After Monster Mansion, we just have Rusty Bucket Bay and then another one. So yeah, we're getting close. We're getting close. I actually jump cut it right here. It was smooth editing. I'm back in the lava room where the Gobi's Valley puzzle is. And now I'm going to take this pathway because a pumpkin can reach an area that regular Banjo-Kazooie could not. So, you know, be careful. I don't know if you die, you come back as Banjo-Kazooie. You might. So try not to die. Make sure you get it on your first try. And look, there's Gruntilda here to tell us more horrible secrets. Revolting Gruntilda's bedroom has smelly socks hanging from the ceiling. Cool. She also has an eyeball flower growing in a pot beside her bed. Filthy old bag. And you'd be sick if you saw her enormous, streaky brown... Oh, Jesus! Why are her undies streaky brown? Oh, how do you get brown streaks on your undies? Stop it, Gruntilda! Stop! God damn it! No! Well, after going through that horrible ordeal, we found another Cheeto page. And just like the blue eggs one, this applies to a different item. So this one's red feathers. So instead of the blue eggs, it does the same thing for the blue eggs that it did, and this time it's for the red feathers. So yeah. That's that. And in order to get the Gruntilda Jiggy, I have to go back to Freezy Peak's entrance, because the Jiggy is now inside the witch's head that leads to the Gobi's Valley puzzle area, to the lava area that I was just in. And I have to be flying in order to beak bomb into the eye that is protecting the Jiggy, which means I have to get back to this flight dash pad and everything, so let's do this whole thing all over again. Maybe I could have waited and got both the Freezy and Mad Monster Mansion Jiggy at the same time, but I don't care. So once again, we fly up to the eye. Beak bomb! Boom! And now we just go and pick it up, because that's how easy it is. That makes 8 out of 10 Gruntilda Lair Jiggies. Oh, come on! That was not fall damage, really? That wasn't that high. Gruntilda's nose was barely that far from the floor. Bullshit! Bullshit, I say! I'm getting fed up! Anywho. So now, and shouldn't the water be pouring through the entrance? The water is filled all the way to the top that it passes the doorway, and yet there was not water leaking out of the door when I came up to it, but whatever. Attention to detail, who needs it? Now I can go higher up to this little area over here. This is actually the entrance of the second world, but I haven't found the puzzle for the second, or not the second world. This the entrance to the next world, but I need the puzzle for the next world, so, you know. Up here, we're actually going to find a cauldron that goes such a huge distance. Oh my god, you're not going to believe this. Where was it? The witch's room I was just in. If you don't want to swim at all, if you want a really, really quick cauldron, there's that shortcut for you. I don't know if it's totally necessary, but hey, there it is. Anyway, smashing this rareware box makes another switch that raises the water even higher. And as you can see, there's a little cave to the right over there, so maybe we want to go in it. This water will always stay at this height forever. There's no way to make it smaller. So, you know. You can actually go back into the puzzle room of Mad Monster Mansion, and the water will now be super high, and there's only really one thing you can get in there, and that's like a 1-up that's at the very top of the cave. You can now swim up to a 1-up and get an extra life. Although in this game, I don't feel it's really necessary because you don't really want to die ever. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Rusty Bucket Bay. Our next world is available to us. Oh, and over here is kind of a dead end. It just takes you to the Mad Monster Mansion puzzle room and shows you that the water's super high and everything, and yeah. I just felt like going this way just to show you that there's nothing over here but a dead end. Unless there is a way to smash this grate open, which would surprise me, although it's not really necessary. Both rooms lead to the same end point. Join me now and dump the bear! That little backpack then I'll wear! Yeah, Granny, I don't think Kazooie could carry you. You're a very fat witch, you're probably really heavy. I mean, I'm sure Banjo's heavy, but I don't think Kazooie would like to carry you around. Although that'd be an interesting sight. Gruntilda with a blue backpack. Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be visiting Rusty Bucket Bay, my least favorite world in terms of difficulty. It's pretty annoying in some parts. And we'll be checking it out in part 14. See you then.